The bell rings, the doors open, and I walk out into the busy Shinjuku station in Tokyo with no luggage. As someone who travels non-stop, this is by far my most extreme travel challenge yet. We explored Tokyo Disneyland, Shibuya Crossing, and Harajuku's fashion district, all while staying at one of Tokyo's best capsule hotels. But when we got to the hotel after midnight, they told us that our big suitcase and backpack were nowhere to be found. So we decided to store our bags at the station before heading out to explore. The staff were very friendly and helpful, and even though they couldn't speak much English, they walked me through everything I needed to do on a screen. There are lockers of all sizes available, and we chose one that cost 620 yen for 24 hours. It was a fun change of pace, and definitely worth checking out if you're in the area. In Japan, karaoke is a very social activity and a great way to let loose. We sang our hearts out and made some new friends along the way. Thankfully, our bags had arrived. No, but when I opened it, I saw that someone had gone through my things and taken out a few items. But I had expected the worst, so it wasn't a huge deal. I lost a couple shirts and underwear, but they were only cheapies. All my important stuff was still there. We bought some deer crackers and fed them to the hundreds of deer that roam the park. We also visited the Todaji Temple, which houses one of the largest bronze Buddhas in the world. We also decided to take the Tokyo City View observation deck to get a panoramic view of the city. It was the perfect way to end our trip. In fact, it gave us an opportunity to explore different parts of the country and meet new people. Plus, we got to try all kinds of delicious food along the way. After all this walking, we decided to take a break and relax at a local onsen. It was the perfect way to unwind and rejuvenate. We also checked out the Meiji Jingu Shrine, which is dedicated to the deified Emperor Meiji and his wife, Empress Shokin, and check out the links in the description for cheap flights, hotels, cars, and more. The shrine is famous for its massive tree-lined path. Of course, we had to try some street food along the way. At this point, we were exhausted and hungry, so we decided to grab some food before checking into our Airbnb. We visited the Fushimi-inari Shrine, which is famous for its thousands of red gates. We also checked out the Kiyomizu Temple, which is one of the most iconic landmarks in Kyoto. The temple is famous for its wooden stage that overlooks the city. But what we loved the most was the Gion district, which is known for its geishas and tea houses. It's also home to the Kinninji Temple, which is one of the oldest Zen temples in Japan. We spent hours wandering through the temple grounds and admiring the beautiful gardens. We also checked out the Yasaka Shrine, which is dedicated to the gods of love and good harvest. And of course, we had to try some matcha ice cream, which is a Kyoto specialty. We stayed at this amazing Airbnb that had a traditional Japanese garden. It was the perfect place to relax after a long journey. It was the perfect size for a small backpack, and it was super easy to use. It's always smart to have a backup plan, and we left our passports in the locker, just in case we got stopped by the police or needed to buy a train ticket. One of my favorite things about Japan is the late-night culture. Everything is open so late, so you never have to worry about getting an early start. In fact, most people don't go to sleep until 2 or 3 a.m. They said it would take 24 to 48 hours to find them and then deliver them to our hotel. But we were leaving for Osaka tomorrow, and I really didn't want to start our trip like this. So I did something crazy. I asked if they could just give me a smaller bag so I can carry what I need for the next few days. And luckily they had one available, so I packed up just the essentials and was on my way. It's day 3 of our 10-day Japan trip. The first 2 days had been amazing. When things don't go according to plan, there are two options. Either get upset or make the best of it. The hardest part is over. Now, we just need to figure out how to get from Tokyo to Osaka without any luggage. We can either take a bullet train or a plane. The Nozomi Shinkansen is one of the fastest and most convenient ways to get around Japan. It takes about 2.5 hours and costs under $150. It's a great option. But because it was so late at night, all the trains were sold out. Instead, we took an earlier train, and because it was so early in the morning, it wasn't too expensive, costing only about $70 per person. I have no idea where our luggage is, but I know that whatever happens, we have to make the most of this situation. When we arrived in Osaka, it was still pretty early in the morning. With our stuff stored safely at the station, we set out to explore the city of Osaka. Our first stop was Dotonbori, which is one of Japan's busiest shopping districts. There are countless restaurants serving local specialties like okonomiyaki, takoyaki, and kushikatsu, and of course, we had to try some street food. A big thank you to this random guy who helped us take photos despite his busy schedule. You're a true legend. One of the best parts about exploring a new city is discovering hidden alleyways and back streets. We found a little ramen shop that was off the beaten path, and although it was hard to communicate without a menu, we managed to order some delicious ramen and gyoza. The broth was rich and flavorful, and the noodles were perfectly cooked. After lunch, we took a stroll through Shinsukai, which is another popular shopping and entertainment district. We rode the iconic Tempozan Ferris wheel, which offers stunning views of Osaka Bay. But we were both glad to get off after the 150-year-old structure swayed violently in the wind. On our way back to Dotonbori, we stopped by the Hozenga Yokocho, which is a tiny alleyway filled with retro bars and restaurants. Now that we had all these amazing stories to tell, we decided to hit up some karaoke rooms to get the party started. As the night went on, we kept stumbling upon more and more amazing food stalls and bars. After a long day of exploring and partying, we headed back to the station to pick up our stuff. We were finally reunited with our big suitcase and backpack. So now that we had all our stuff back, we decided to explore Kyoto, which is known for its ancient temples and traditional culture. On our way back to Tokyo, we made a quick stop at Nara, which is famous for its friendly deer. Back in Tokyo, we checked into our hotel and decided to explore the Shimokitazawa district, which is known for its trendy boutiques and vintage shops. After a long day of exploring, we decided to head back to Shibuya and check out the famous crossing. Overall, we had an amazing time in Japan, and our luggage mishap didn't ruin our trip at all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing travel experiences.